Happy Friday, everyone. Today is Friday, February 26th. If you're watching this video, you've probably already completed the weekly review number 13, so hopefully you did an awesome job. And you're now watching this lesson video on topic 11-3, constant speed. And then, like I said yesterday, I've been way too nice to you. So there is homework on Friday. I know. Rough. But hopefully you have time to get started in class today and maybe complete it. Right? The joke. How did the hipster burn his mouth? He ate the pizza before it was cool. Good stuff. And your goals or your learning objectives for today. I can use the equation D equals RT to find the missing variable. Okay, this could also be D or RT is R times T. So let's go ahead and get started here. So if you do not already have the lesson notes, please have that out on your desk and a pencil. And we're going to get started on constant speed. Getting started here on lesson 11-3, constant speed. Our key concept is the equation D equals R times T expresses the relationship between the distance, which is D, speed, which is R, and T, which is the time. Okay. You can use the equation D equals R times T to find distance, rate, or time. Okay, so if we're given the distance and the time, we can find the rate. Given the rate and the time, we can find the distance. And we can interchange those missing variables. Now, what I like to say we are working on today is we're working on dirt. Yes, I said dirt, like soil. D equals R T. Are you ready for this? This is dirt. We're working on dirt. So this is a way to help you remember the equation, because if you can just remember dirt or D equals R times T, you can solve for any of these three: the distance, the speed, or the rate. You should probably put that there. R-A-T-E, that looks really bad. Or the time. So an example here is D equals R times T. You have 60 miles as your distance. Your rate or your speed is 60 miles per hour. And your time is 6 hours. Okay, so those are all three, and that's how that works there. Let's go ahead and move on to part 1 and give an example. Okay. I think I need to, yep. All right, part 1 says your ant drives at a constant speed of 45 miles per hour. How far will your ant travel in 20 minutes? Okay, use the equation D equals R times T, where D is the distance, R is the rate or speed, and T is the time. First, you need to rewrite your time in terms of hours. Okay, so 20 minutes is equal to how many hours? 20 minutes, how many hours? Think of a clock, goes around. The whole thing is 60, so 20, 40, 60 would be 1 hour. So 20 minutes is 1/3 of an hour. So listing all the quantities. So do we know the distance that we traveled? your ant has a constant speed of 45 miles per hour. How far? That's distance. Will your ant travel in 20 minutes? So no, we do not know our distance. So we're going to use the variable d. Do we know the rate or the speed? Yes, we do. It's 45 miles per hour. Okay, and then t, do we know the time? Yes, we do. It is 1/3 of an hour. All right, stop your video and turn and talk to a neighbor. Why is it 1/3 and not 20? Go. It is 1/3 because we are talking hours here. And in our rate or our speed, it's in 45 miles per hour. Those units have to be the same. Okay, so solving for this, we're going to set up the equation. D equals R times T. R is 45 times T, which is 1/3. This is meant to be kind of like a T-chart here. Do we need a T-chart for this problem? No, you don't, which is so sad. So sad. Okay, the reason why we do not need a T-chart is because the variable D is already by itself. So to solve for this, we know D equals 45 times 1/3. 45 over 1 times 1 over 3. 45 over 3. I can simplify that. I can divide a 3 out over 3 and get 15 over 1. So the distance equals 15 miles. There you go. So that was a problem where the rate and the time were given and you were able to solve for the distance. All right, moving on to part 2. An airplane is flying from Boston, Massachusetts to San Francisco, California. What is the speed of the airplane in miles per hour? Use the equation DIRT to set up the problem. What do you know? So let me go ahead and go to the other screen to see our information that is given to us. Okay, so here is a map of the United States. From Boston to San Francisco is 2,704 miles flown, and the time is 6.5 hours. So let's go ahead and fill in our guided notes. The distance is 2,704. 2,704. Our rate, we don't know what the rate is because it says, what is the speed? Speed and rate are the same thing. And time is 6.5 hours. This is miles. Okay, again, what I want you to look at here, our units are hours and miles. The rate that we're looking for is miles per hour. So our units line up, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and draw our DIRT. D equals R times T. Our distance traveled is 2,704. I'm going to double check that. All right, I was right. Okay, equals our rate. Do we know our rate? No, we do not. Times our time, 6.5. All right, here you get to use the T-chart. Yeah. What are we going to do? Yes, we are going to divide by 6.5. That is a divide. Whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other. Okay? Rate equals, I don't know what 2,704 is. divided by 6 and 5/10. So again, you can use your calculators. I'm using my phone. That works. 2,704 divided by 6 and 5/10. We get 416 rate, which is miles per hour. That means that plane flies 416 miles per hour. Wow. All right. This is a little, in short, the rate or the speed is the distance divided by the time. I want us to look at dirt. D equals R times T. If we don't have any numbers into here, but we want to get R by itself, we have to divide by T. We can rewrite that. R is equal to distance divided by time. Right back to here. Okay, which is the same. You can flip-flop, have R equals D divided by T. It's the same thing. All right, nice job. Let's go ahead and look at part 3 now. Part 3 says, on a busy road, cars can travel only 5 miles in 10 minutes. Okay, use equivalent ratios. This shouldn't say ratios, this should say rates. Okay, because we're comparing two different units. Okay, so 5 miles in 10 minutes. Why don't you take a minute to write some equivalent rates? So the one that I came up with, if I have 5 minutes, I times that by 2, times this by 2, I get 10 miles in 20 minutes. If I times by 3, I have 15 miles in 30 minutes. So those are some examples. Okay, let's look at A now though. At this speed, how far will the car travel in 15 minutes? So we need to start with the rate that's given. 5 miles in 10 minutes. Okay, we need to get to 15 minutes. Is there an easy way to get to 10 to 15? Not really. Okay, so what we can do is we can divide by 10 to get 1 minute, which is also known as the unit rate. We divide by 10, we get 0.5 miles in 1 minute. Then we take this times 15. So we should get 7.5 miles per 15 minutes. If that's not right, I did it in my head, so I hope it's right. You can check with the calculator. Okay. Are we good? Hopefully. Okay, at this speed, how long will it take the car to travel 20 miles? So again, our rate is 5 miles in 10 minutes. So let's start with our rate. 5 miles in 10 minutes. And we want to know how far or how long it would take to get 20 miles. So now we're not looking at the denominator, now we're looking at the numerator. Here it needs to be 20 miles. So how do I get from 5 to 20? You got it, times by 4. The same thing to the denominator, times by 4, that keeps it equivalent. 10 times 4 is 40 minutes. So again, if maybe the denominator is not given to us, but we can look at the numerator instead. Let's go to our last question here. On an even busier road, your friend's mother drives 12 miles in 16 minutes. At this speed, how long does it take your friend to drive 2 miles. Give this a try. Okay, if you started with your rate, awesome. Our rate is 12 miles over 36 minutes. Okay? We're trying to get to 2 miles. Our miles are on top, so we need to keep our miles on top over here. Then from 12 miles to 2 miles. How do I get from 12 to 2? Yes, divide by 6. 36 divided by 6 gives us 6 minutes to travel 2 miles. All right, that is your lesson, topic 11-3, which is constant speed. Hopefully there's time left in class. You can go ahead and at this time get started on your homework. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. If you have questions, you can email me. If I don't answer them over the weekend, I'll talk to you on Monday. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone.